So uh, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Trey, who
Cool.
is a longtime client and friend and pilot and husband and father and just all around good dude. And he comes across as kind of arrogant, but he's allowed to because he knows what he's talking
Fair enough.
about.
Speaking of which, these presentations, these aren't really rah-rah presentations. My goal is to make them pretty textbook to where it's just value. Like I love tangible knowledge that I can take and then go and implement. So my goal here over the next four or five of these is to basically give you textbook stuff that you can take and implement in your business today, and then like next week you're like, I did what Trey said and it actually worked and it improved my business. So that is my goal to give you guys.
And by textbook, what he means is proven techniques that he's utilized in his own e-commerce business. And let me also preface this by saying that the QA is open. So if we're on a topic and you have a question, please pop into the QA. I will pause Trey. We'll get the questions answered as best we can, and we'll keep this thing moving forward.
Yep, perfect. I'm just making sure my clicker works. All right, we good? We all set? Cool. All right. So you should see the presentation on your screen. Apparently Zoom has two tabs. I was all confused. So up on the top, looks like two tabs for me anyways. One is to see everybody that's on the call and the screen itself. So you should be able to see a screen pretty clear that I'm sharing from what's called a vibe board. So when Matt came to me, he's like, hey, we used to be on Connective. Now we're on Checkout Champ. What are some of the things that you saw that are great, and how can you share things that are working for you, and where you come from, and pretty much how can you help out? So basically the goal for today is how to leverage affiliate marketing for e-commerce. And basically, in what I stole Matt's words on our previous call, but basically going from shitty products into branded products, which I thought was fitting for the presentation. Also, I just kind of want to make a note here is if you're like, I don't have any affiliates, this stuff that we're talking about is going to work for you regardless. But I think a lot of you, what Matt said is you do have affiliate armies, you do have people who push your traffic. And so basically, how do you get them to push white hat traffic versus black hat traffic? So just kind of want to imagine here. Imagine here in the future, your affiliates driving white hat branded sales without some of the headaches I think a lot of you guys are facing right now in 2024, and of course going in 2025 in the years thereafter, which could be some or all chargebacks going over the 1% threshold, the rotation of mids shutdowns, 100% holds on your mids. These are things that you're currently keeping you up at night. I have clients that have come to me and they said, Trey, I got 23 mids. I literally have one employee that all they do is rotate mids, and we're going and finding people on the streets that we can use their socials to bring up mids. And I was like, that sounds like a headache. And they said it keeps them up at night. So forced trials, forcing people into, continuity where it's like, hey, buy this, $10 supplement. And then tomorrow we're going to charge you $189 every month until you cry uncle, until you charge us back, or until you call our customer service and create refunds. And then you get class action lawsuits like, hey, Elon Musk is promoting this new, heat appliance application, and he thinks it's great, which is totally false. Or angry customers, people calling you just frustrated, like, what's this charge? I didn't ever purchase this. Why are you charging my card? Refund my money. Um, Customers who now only buy once from you, like you burnt that bridge, you no longer are able to even email them without them, creating spam or decreasing your delivery rates. You have to form new companies every year because of I can list all the three-letter names companies out there that come after you because of the way that you're treating the customers and the things that you're doing to them just to try to live a lifestyle, very stressful lifestyle, of not going the right direction, and of course, loss of sleep. So instead, holy smokes, you shift gears from dirty work to clean, scalable profits. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a lot easier than the one before this, which is like, I'm going to say some cuss words as you probably, would look at this right now in your current state, but Think about having Stripe. Think about having PayPal. Think about using tools like Venmo with no holds and actually have high approval rates. Because most likely you're using high risk merchants, you're using outsourced merchants, and they have thresholds or they have caps, or they're holding 10%, 20%, 30%, 100% of your money, and you're not getting it anyways. And of course, the approval rates are extremely low. So that is a bad news for your affiliates anyways, because if they're not getting approvals, then the traffic that they're sending aren't really getting the best conversion results, right? So if you have the top of the line, the billion-dollar industry, the gold standard, Stripe, PayPal, Venmo, you're going to have high approval rates and no holds when you treat the customer right. So a lot of you are scared or come to me and say scared, hey, I'm scared of using Stripe to hold my money, PayPal, hold my money. Guys, we don't have any holds on PayPal, Stripe, or Venmo. We run clean traffic. We run great traffic. Customers love it. They don't charge it back. And Stripe has infinite, like they don't have a cap. They just let you scale. Same thing with PayPal. We've had no issues with PayPal. They call us, Stripe calls us and says, how can we get more of your volume? That's the type of phone calls you want here. Matt, you're muted. Sorry. I saw you talking though.
That was intentional. So
Good.
let me also interject that for those of you that are Checkout Champ clients, you do have the ability for your account managers to check and see which alternative, I would say, processors or acquirers are achieving a higher approval rate. Like I just looked at one today called With Reach, and they have an over 90% rebill approval rate and over an 85% initial approval rate, which is pretty good. Not compared to like a PayPal type, but it's up there with some of the best. So you do have that ability, that leverage to just ask which merchant accounts are achieving the highest approvals.
That's how you win in this game. You got to have transactions and not declines.
How much volume are you running through Stripe, PayPal, and Venmo right now, Trey?
Probably 3 million a month or so, 2 to 3 million.
Okay.
Low churn on recurring, so customers stick. That's a great news. Previous to this is I get them into a free plus shipping or forced continuity, and the refunds are alarming, right? The amount of refunds and customer service that you're paying for to answer those phone calls just kind of outweigh the amount that you are collecting, and the ones that you do collect charge back. And so every time you get a chargeback, you get $30 plus out the affiliate commission, plus out however many months that they just charge back. And so the people who don't even see it on their credit card are the ones that are trying to barely break even and profitable for you. I'm just saying, like, that is just a bad way to go about it. This is way easier, and people love you, and they enjoy being around you, and they enjoy your company. And bonus, customers actually return. They come back and they buy a second time. They liked your product enough that they're like, hey, I'll buy that more, or a third time or a fourth time. And so you're actually way more profitable because they're coming back and purchasing from you and not charging back, not increasing your call volume, not increasing your email volume, and just enjoying the products. And you receive real raving testimonials. So instead of using ChatGPT or stealing them off Amazon, you can actually put real authentic testimonials on your sales page and advertorials. And customers refer you to others. So then you get those organic purchases from customers, which is fantastic. This is all about building a brand, building a company that you stand behind and that you put your face on. That's what we're building here. And you're probably like, yes, Trey, that sounds really hard. But I'm going to show you today that it's actually so simple. It's so simple, it feels like it shouldn't work. Yet that's exactly why it does. So, overview of today's call. 3 things we're going to cover. The riches are in the niches. So you're about to discover why the riches are in the niches. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to find profitable markets you'll enjoy working in using white hat strategies that are so effective, so lucrative, you're going to think to yourself and wonder why you even ever bothered with those black hat strategies in the first place. The number one product to sell to your niche. So after you test After we've tested thousands of products across our niches and students' niches, which some of you have seen that you're on here, so hello, we've discovered one product that consistently dominates in any niche, any market. This product performs so well that actually one of our clients is generating over $100 million per year selling it. And you'll learn exactly what that is. In third, we will end with building a subscription machine. So I'm going to show you a recurring revenue strategy that consistently enrolls 20% of our buyers. So for every 100 buyers that come in, 20% of them take this continuity. It's low churn. They love the product. They keep buying the product. They're mad when it doesn't arrive. And it keeps your customers excited to pay you month after month and not calling you, asking you, what's the subscription? All right, everybody ready? Matt, you ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's hit it. So let's start first one. The riches are in the niches. So the riches are in the niches. What I see currently when I go to ASW or ASE or an event such as the Connect event was the online marketers are focusing on the big four. They see the money, they see the revenue projections, which is great, which are the core four, right? The romance, weight loss, business, which is biz op, business opportunity, or gambling. And I think romance fits kind of underneath the porn industry as well. When I say, man, those are all great, super competitive, everybody's fighting for it, but if you come over here and you look at this little guy, this little nice pond right here, nobody's in this pond, nobody's fishing over here. Where you really should be focused on is a niche. Because what my uncle used to tell me is, Trey, if you love what you do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. And I love that quote. If you love what you do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. And I feel like every day, like I think I was telling Matt this the other day, like I love Mondays. I hate Fridays. I love, waking up and get in the car and like I speed to work. I skip Starbucks to get to work. Fridays I hate because it's the last day. I got to go in the weekend. I'm like, gosh dang, I'm off 2 days. That's how I feel. Like maybe that's an addiction, but that's how I feel. So here's some cool little articles I found talking about niche markets, and I kind of highlighted them here that I kind of want to pinpoint out. When you go into a niche market, you will see less competition within that niche because niche markets often have fewer competitors compared to broader markets, providing opportunities for businesses like you and me to establish a strong market presence and differentiate themselves effectively. So a good example would this be is, when you go to Walmart or Target and you're looking at, the coffee mugs or the mugs in general or whatever, and you go to that place, you're not going to find gardening mugs. You're not going to find marine mugs, right? Or police mugs. You're going to find your traditional mom and pop love story, kind of off the kill cat and dog mugs. Never niche. The retail markets, big retailers such as those, are never going to hit these sub-niche markets, leaving you fewer competitors and better chance of survival and conversions when getting into it. So here's another blog article called Metricool, which says, by understanding what sets the niche marketing apart from traditional mass marketing, businesses can leverage its benefits to build stronger customer relationships, increase profitability, and position themselves as leaders within the field. So if you're opening up a gardening community, people want other people to talk to. They want a community, they want bond. And so when you create those bonds, you are the center of that bond. And so people come to your group or come to your community, whether that's on a school or a Facebook group or a Discord or wherever you have it, right? It creates these extremely strong customer relationships, which are going to increase your profitability because they're going to purchase from you because you didn't have to spend any money to go and grab those purchases. And it's going to position you as a leader within the field. This is freaking huge. One of my students came to me after we taught him this, and he used to have to, Matt, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you guys get a Facebook feedback score. So depending on when you're running your Facebook ads, Facebook has this feedback, and if you go below a threshold, your CPM skyrocket, and if you might even just get your campaign or your your Facebook ad account shut off. He said once he started doing this, that number increased above the threshold. He used to have to pay people in India to come over into his account and put in false reviews to keep that threshold above the 2 or whatever the number is. And as soon as he did this, he no longer had to pay them. So he became more profitable. Imagine that. And of course, niche marketing. Specialized products can often command higher prices due to their tailored nature. So the product that I'm going to show you today hits this really hard. There's products just like it in other retail brands that sell for pennies when you're able to charge a premium. Just because you're in the niche market, just because they can't find it anywhere else. That's why this is so important. Okay, so Trey, that sounds great. How do I pick a niche? How do I pick a market? Where do I even start? And I always say, follow your passion. Follow your passion. What are you excited about? What do you live? What do you dream? What do you think about every day? I had a lady who loves to read. And so she started this book niche. And she gets paid to read. There's a guy named Brian Johnson, not the health guy on Netflix right now, a different Brian Johnson. And he loved to read books around business. And so he created a website called, at the time, brianjohnson.me. People paid him for the philosopher notes he would write and create, $10 a month. He had over, I believe it was 400,000, no, it's 40,000 subscribers at $10 a month, because he's making at the time, 400,000. He's making 400 grand a month to go and read books in the niche that he was already doing. And all they did was they paid $10 a month, including myself, to receive those philosopher notes from the books he read, such as like Think and Grow Rich, or books that you would never want to read, but the 3 pages he wrote were just gold, and you felt like you were getting your value's worth. But he got paid to follow his passion. So maybe for you it's golf, maybe it's for you it's fishing or gardening or skiing or boating or whatever it is. That's the one that I would get into. That's the passion I would choose for you. If you're kind of like me, and you're like, my passion is marketing, my passion is optimization, my passion is just selling products, I don't care if I'm selling snow cones or whatever, then I would say partner. Partner with someone who does have a passion, because they will lead you to the marketplace. So for me, I partnered with my brother Bryceland 10 years ago. Bryceland was going to become a police officer. If you don't know my backstory, he's going to become a police officer. I said, don't do that. I don't want to, see you come home in a coffin. And he's like, well, what should I do? I said, let's start business together. And so we started a gun niche called I Love My Gun, and grew a fan page to 300,000 gun lovers, and sold them stuff like targets and oil and all kinds of really fun stuff. And even, escalated that to a gun club, and then sold that company. So I was able to partner with someone who loved guns, which I don't know a thing and still don't know a thing about guns. Don't come rob me. But he did. And we were able to partner and do really, really good business. If you're still lost, then I'm going to send Lane a list of 45 niches that I would get into. So you can take that list, you can look through it, browse through it, if you see something on there like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting, like pickleball, for instance. Then it's like, okay, maybe we start a pickleball niche, maybe start a pickleball business, and we start trying to follow what Trey's teaching us here. Okay, does that make sense so far, Matt?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When you partner, there's a question from one of the attendees. When you partner, how do you decide on what the percentage split should be?
For me and my brother, I mean, we're, obviously blood brothers, so we were 50-50. I did all the marketing. He did he was kind of the face. And so I guess it really comes down to, it's kind of like college, when you create those groups, like who's getting what percentage of the business of like the tasks, right? Like, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? And does that divide up to a 50-50, or is it a 70-30, or kind of like, what's the split? So I'd kind of like, I mean, it really depends. Every business that I've done to this day has always been a 50-50 split. With all the business partners that I've done, because I feel like there's equal value in both,
And then we have another question that came up. I've used in the past year to learn how to make live apps like mini TikToks. What kind of niche would you have picked of live streaming? I'm thinking about making a healing app.
Oh, that's cool. So if the healing app is healing, then I would look at people who are looking into healing. I don't know what kind of healing, but maybe is that like healing, all types of healing, or like holistic healing?
It sounds holistic to me. All right,
Yeah,
so
so you know,
we've answered that question.
yeah, holistic niche is what I get into. Okay, so niche criteria. So now I got a niche. How do I know that it's actually going to make me money? There are four things, not three, four things I look for when choosing a niche. So if I'm looking through that list of 45, which they all fit this criteria, but if it's a niche outside that and you're like, I just want to make sure it fits within the range that there's probably money to be made. These are the four things I look at just to kind of get the green light. I want a green light on all four of these. If one of them is a red light, I kind of like, look, I don't know if I would get into it. So here they are. Number one is I need the audience size to be over 1 million. So when you log into your business Facebook, you can look and see how many people you can reach. I want the trend of that market to be going sideways or up. Even in a cyclical niche, which I'm going to show you guys here in shortly, even in a cyclical niche, I want that cyclical niche to be trending up. So something like a cyclical would be like football. Football is only a part time of the year. So you see a really high trend mark coming in during the season, and then it falls off during the off season. But if you look over the past 5 years, you will notice that that trend is either going sideways or getting more popular. Next is I want to make sure other people are in this niche and there's traffic. So I want to go out and make sure there's existing sites with traffic currently that are getting hits, they're getting clicks, things are moving within that niche. And of course, the last one, probably the most important, disposable income. These people got to have money. If they don't have money, if they're like, kids who love skateboarding, they're probably not going to pay you any money, right? But if it's moms or stay-at-home moms, they got daddy's money. So I'm looking for, disposable income. The tools I
Uh,
use to test that.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about your tools.
I'll talk about tools. 3 tools, and then I'll answer your question. Google. I Google the audience size. Trends.google.com. That's where I find my trends. And similarweb.com. I use the free version. When you sign into Google, they'll ask you to pay. Just say no. The free version gives you all the things that you need, and I'll show you that here as I'm going to do a demo. But before that, Matt, you have a question.
I was also going to say that you can look at services like Adplexity. It will show you ads, different ads that are being run at certain volumes in whatever product vertical you're looking at.
Mm.
But Brian asked a question, not my Brian, another Brian. Let's say you sell a product that could be for both men and women, like hair care is his example. Would you pick one of the sub niches? So either focus on men or focus on women? He said he doesn't want to lose out on one gender of the market if the niche is down.
Oh, if this is down, yeah, I would probably would honestly, like the advertorials and the order forms and the pitch and the angle and the offer is going to be totally different towards a woman than it is a man. So I would definitely choose one, get it working, get it running, prove the concept. Like once that's up and making money and profitable, then yeah, like I'd probably try the woman angle. But if you just concentrate on that man, I'm sure there's enough there that will make you all giddy inside. So let me do a demo real quick. Let's see. I don't know how to do a double demo, so let's look here. So request has been sent. What's that mean? Does that request go to you?
Yep. There you go.
Okay. Oh, multiple presenters can share. All right. Well, take me off sharing, I guess, first. I don't know how to do that. Okay. See if we make this work. Otherwise, I'll just stop sharing the other one. Okay. Do we have Google? I
Google.
think the other one took off, right? Okay.
Yep.
So you only see one screen, which is Google?
Correct.
Okay. So taking that, men's hair loss, right? So how many men have hair loss? This is what I'd look up. Oh, 1 in 3. I mean, there you go. So what is the total amount of men? Men, how much hair? I might actually move to ChatGPT anymore. Anymore, I think ChatGPT is becoming the new Google. So let's see. What is the population of men with hair loss? I mean, 80% of men. So there you go. What's the population of America? And there you got the amount of men is really what it's saying. It's not giving me a number. So I'm usually looking for a number, but I guess I could derive a number here from this 80%. The other way I do it is how many gardeners are in the US. So here's the number I'm looking for. This number is over a million. This is obviously super high, 185 million. But usually when I'm looking for that first number of how many people or what is the audience size, I want it to be a million or more. And that really just shows me that there's enough people that I can push ads to within a market, within a niche, that are going to convert into an offer that will be able to pay me enough to, do millions of dollars in revenue. So that's the first one. So this is a green light for gardeners. Next is I open a tab called trends.google.com and I type in, gardeners. And I will drop this down and I will do usually past 5 years or 2004 to present. We do have COVID in here, which is going to spike a lot of these. So that's why I kind of like to do the past 5 years. So just know that's an anomaly coming out from the 2020 of COVID. But as you can see here with gardeners, I got a spike here at 67, 62, 59, and see if I can hit that, 60. So I would say this is pretty much trending sideways. And second to that is this is what I was talking about when it becomes cyclical. So in the summer months, you have a high search rank on Google or search that people are looking for gardening stuff. But then of course during the winter, it gets a little bit lower. And then of course next summer it comes back up. So these are peaks within the season. So going into a niche like this, you need to understand there's going to be peaks, there's going to be summers, there's going to be winters to the niche. And just like Applebee's, when Tuesday nights is their slowest nights, they know that. So they create karaoke nights or they create trivia night where people come in and it loads up the entire restaurant. They know it's their down day, so they're okay with people sitting because otherwise it'd be empty anyways. So create things during the winter months that carry you through the winter. So that's a really good example. Another one might be like model trains. So let's remove this one. So, okay, past 5 years. So model trains, again, cyclical, interesting enough, probably during the winter. Yep, sure is, because people play with trains during the winter. This one is also trending sideways. So I'd say that's okay. So gardeners, we got a green light for there's over a million. It's trending sideways or up. So that's fine. That's green light as well. Let's do hair loss. So hair loss, I would consider that also trending sideways. A lot of people lost their hair and had massive hair loss in 2022. Something happened. Chemicals through the sky. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. This one almost looks like it's trending upwards because if you look at here, it started at 50s, like right in the 50s, and then it looks like it's moving towards 60s here. So it's actually more people are losing their hair. So good business to get into. So that's the second piece. So first piece, audience size is over a million. Second, trending sideways or up. So both are good. I see those as green lights. Next is I go to SimilarWeb. Hopefully it works for me. They just got bought, so that's why it's kind of all goofy now. Log in. I think I signed in with Google. And okay, I don't get the, see how it says limited version? I just keep the free one, okay? I don't even get the more expensive. So here's where you want to go, is you want to search for a website. So let's type in like gardening. So it starts to kind of pop up, obviously, websites with gardening in their domain, which is cool. So here's one that's gardening know-how. Okay. I can come over here, and here's what I'm looking for. This number right here. It got 2 million visitors just in December about gardening. That's a lot. That's a lot of people going to this website organically just to check out the news of gardeners. And so this gives you usually a 3-month running base, which I used to anyways. Monthly visit, anyway, I guess it's weekly now. So 2 million. The other cool thing is it shows you other websites, comparison websites that you can see and go look at and study and see what they're doing. That's one thing I look at. I look at where's the geography, so where's the most gardeners. Right now, 52% of them in the United States. How are they getting their traffic? Look at this, organic search. This is, for whatever reason, really hard for us to understand as marketers because we're so used to paying. Like we're used to paying CPAs, we're used to paying money for a conversion, money for impressions. And so when someone has figured out organic, we're just like, you have magic powers, you have unicorn dust. And they think the same thing about you. When you're running massive marketing offers and they're like, I don't know how to do that, but I know how to get results and clicks to my website. So that's a good thing. This is a really good thing for us because as Jay Abraham says, your problem is the solution to their problem. So your problem is your traffic's too expensive or you don't have conversions or whatever. Their problem is they're not monetizing their website. They don't know how. They have no clue how to monetize their website. All they know how to do is get clicks. It's crazy. So when you combine the two and you reach out and you say, hey, my problem is the solution to your problem. Let's kind of get in bed together. Let's go on a date. Pretty amazing things can happen. So let me show you an example here. So let's go to this website. So you click this little guy, Gardening Know-How, and you will see there is nothing for sale on here. It's kind of crazy. Well, I guess they got a little shop now. But they do have this little guy, and you guys obviously understand what this is, but this is AdWords. And at the very top, you can put your brand. So quick question, pop quiz. Do you think it would be way easier to have a banner on this page in front of 2 million gardeners a month who are gardeners, and you're selling a gardening product than possibly maybe Google search or Facebook ads or anything that advertising that you're out there doing? This is way better. Second, here's another thing we do is, as you can see, they got a little sign up for a newsletter here. So people who are coming here organically, all 2 million of them, probably some of them or eventually all of them, will enter their email address to get more information, which means these people have an email that they send out. That's great because most likely they send out their articles and they probably don't pitch anything. And so we reach out to companies or websites like this and say, hey, do you guys do dedicated emails? Do you do sends? And so on their behalf, when they say yes, an email will go out from Gardening Know-How with your product inside, and they're repping it. They're saying, hey, here's a product you should buy. We think it's great. Here's the link. So it looks like it came from them. It looks like it is sent from them. And it looks like they're like third party referencing it, which they are. And you get the profits, right? You get the sales. You paid them to do that dedicated send. And so what this just shows is in SimilarWeb, there are, in this case, on this website, 2 million gardeners coming to this website every single month organically, and I can attach my offer to that. So again, it goes back and it fits kind of like these pieces right here. Audience size for gardeners over 1 million, trending sideways or up, yes. Existing sites with traffic, yes. Like that's fantastic, right? That's exactly what we want. And they have disposable income. So that is how I go about looking at what niches are going to probably be a good niche to get into. Is there any questions on that?
Nothing popping into the QA.
Cool. Let me see if I can figure out how to share again. I think I did. There we go. Cool. All right. Moving on. Here we go. Sometimes the clicker likes to work. There we go. All right. The number one product to sell in your niche is what we found. It's t-shirts. Why? Because they're niche specific. And niche specific shirts sell. Because there isn't any of them. It's very hard to go to even places like Amazon, Etsy, and online stores that actually have shirts that are not cheesy and are professionally done to where it's like, oh yeah, I want that shirt versus just a random phrase or random saying or random design on a shirt within that niche. And t-shirts sell in a trending sideways or up market, right? They sell to existing sites with traffic. We can take these products and sell them to the sites with that traffic, or Facebook or Google. The cool thing about shirts, it's a great product because it has low returns. Rarely do people return the shirt because they already know their size, unless they're fooling themselves, right? They're kidding themselves. They got a shirt smaller than what they actually always purchase. But more than not, they know exactly what size they are supposed to be wearing, and that's the size they buy, and they're happy with it. So low returns, 1% maybe on shirts. No inventory. So we use outsourcers. We use things like Printful, and other places where we buy shirts at $3.99, and we get that shirt. They had the inventory, they had the printing presses. We just order the amount of shirts that were purchased, and out they go. We send them to a 3PL, and boop, they're out. We don't even touch it, so it's almost like a touchless product.
Yeah, let me interject. It's kind of like drop shipping gadgets, right? It's these print-on-demand shops can turn these things over and get them out the door so quickly.
2 days is what we see normally. Once you sell a shirt, you can sell another shirt. A shirt is a blank canvas. So it has unlimited potential, unlimited designs. In our NGOA days, which is the National Gun Owners Association, this was one of our shirts, which was "Now I lay me down to sleep beside the bed of Glock," blah, blah, blah. We sold thousands of shirts, but we had probably over 50 to 70 different designs. So we had a new design, a new shirt every week. And it wasn't until the 8th month or the 10th month that we had these shirts and different shirts selling, where comments started to come in and say, "I've bought all your shirts. Sell me something else because my wife says my closet's too full." Those were actual comments that we were getting on our Facebook pages. But we sold shirts all day long, all the time. It was amazing. And still do. Everyone knows what a shirt is. Everyone wears a shirt. They're non-breakable. So it doesn't matter if the UPS, FedEx guy kicks it, throws it, tosses it, loses it, gets the dog to eat it, it's going to be there, right? It's non-breakable. Pricing of shirts is around $10, and that's printed and shipped, dropped to their door. So we can get a shirt, Hanes, Gildan shirt, printed 2-color, printed and shipped for $10 flat. And we're selling them for $29.95. So that gives us a pure profit of $20 per shirt. Most people buy 1.5 shirts on average. And so you got a 200% markup. So t-shirts are a fantastic product to sell to any market, any niche. I've proven this through our own case studies. I've proven this through students. And I guarantee you, if you do it, it'll be proven through you as well. Any questions on t-shirts?
I love the t-shirt angle specifically for niches. Like, what are you interested in? Fishing, triathlons or marathons, running. It's limitless.
It is limitless. And the cool thing about shirts is they want to buy it and they're excited to wear it. We would always use the phrase, "Wear it loud, wear it proud." But that's exactly what they want to do. Like, people want to be a part of something. They want to represent what they're passionate about. And so when you arm them with a shirt that says exactly what's in their head and their mission statement and their mantra, and they're able to wear that on their chest, they will proudly do so. So a t-shirt is not a hard sale. It is one of the easiest sales to a direct niche, to a direct market, because they can't find this at Walmart. They can't find that at Target. They can't find that on Amazon. They can't go to Etsy and grab it. Only through you, because you've gone through a process to get to this, to get to a phrase, to get to a design that they know and you know both that they will purchase it. And I'm going to show you how to do that next week on next week's call. A little teaser. Oh, by the way, t-shirts aren't the only thing you can sell. Okay, thank goodness. I got students who are selling niched puzzles. I got a guy out of Boston. He has a Boston community, a Boston niche. All he does is sell them puzzles of Boston, stuff that's around the Boston restaurants, their mascots, their teams. He makes puzzles. He sells them just like T-shirts. Same thing with hats, unlimited designs, right? On puzzles, unlimited designs on hats. I have a lady in one of our classes. She is in the niche of linemen, so the people who go work on power lines. That's the niche she's in. Her husband was a lineman, and she got on a call one day, and she's like, I don't know, I forgot how many sales she did. It was a crazy amount. And we said, "What product are you selling?" She goes, "Cookie cutters." She made stencils or cookie cutters of linemen. There was one of their truck, one of their pole, one of their tool cases, but they're all stencils for cookies. And so she was selling them to the families. The families were all gathered around the table and making cookie cutters of what their husband's job was. Stickers are a fantastic product. Very inexpensive, 5 cents for a sticker. You can sell those for $6.95, $6.95 for a sticker. Cups and tumblers, logos on the tumbler. We've sold thousands of those. Bracelets, sold a crap ton of those, where we bought those for 60 cents, so 0.60 United States dollars. And we sold those for $27. So fantastic markup as well. Unlimited designs, unlimited ways to get that. So not just t-shirts, guys, but it's products like these that you can then sell them as upsells, back-end offers, or other offers, front-end offers that they'll buy within the niche. So these are niched market white hat offers that people are excited and ecstatic to buy, and they'll continue to buy more of them from you.
Let me also mention social trends. So when I hate to bring up the sore topic of COVID, but when COVID hit, the marketers that did the best were the ones that came out with face masks and hand sanitizer, and they made tens of millions of dollars a month. The other trend, what was the recent trend we just went through? We went through the election. People that were selling Trump coins, we had a guy sell Trump coins, made $3 million in 8 hours. Sold out of them. So watching the trends that are occurring socially.
I always say if you can bolt on to a like a mass market such as like a Trump train, right? Then you can do great things. With our gun niche, Obama was in the office, and so he was always against guns, and so we were able to attach ourselves to that and do the whole like wear it proud, protect your Second Amendment. So anytime that you can attach yourself to the market, you're better off. Even like in COVID, right? Like staying at home, you can in the garden niche, like, hey, here's things that you guys can do while like you're unable to go in public, but we can still garden. So like you can always, if you can kind of bridge it, people will attach themselves to it.
Well, it's also interesting, Trey, that when Democrats are in office, the survival niche takes off like a rocket. When Republicans get in office, it goes away because there's less fear in
Yeah,
the country. It's hilarious.
that's exactly right. Okay, so one thing I'm going to leave with you guys today is obviously moving into a subscription machine. So you all are smart marketers. You guys are geniuses. You know the best type of offer to put out there is a subscription. And so I'm going to show you the best subscription we have found with the lowest churn, the highest take rate to date. And so that way it's a gift to you guys to walk away with and use. But again, it kind of goes back to, that one slide I had was, oh man, it's so simple. It shouldn't work, yet it does. And that,
I have two questions for you that popped up in the QA.
Yeah. Yep.
Is traveling considered a niche?
Is what? Traveling?
Traveling be considered a niche?
Yep. I would do like RVing or exploring parks or something like that.
I know those discount vacation clubs, the 4-day, 5-day, 4-night vacation certificates have always been very popular because they're so inexpensive. And then the next question is there a possible problem with using someone's image or likeness, such as Trump or a sports team?
Sports team, yes. Trump doesn't have a patent or trademark on his name or head. I think that's a smart way for him. But yeah, going into sports, you can't usually use like the name of the team or the logo. But you can go to like the patent trademark website and you can look up the team and you can look for expired trademarks and patents and use those logos.
USPTO.gov.
There you go. All right, so the slide gave it away, which is t-shirt clubs. T-shirts, again, they sell. So when we're selling that first front-end t-shirt, we always ask them, hey, would you love to receive a t-shirt just like this every single month until you cry uncle? And 20% of our buyers who buy a t-shirt say yes. They say, yes, I want to receive another t-shirt like this next month, and the next month, and the next month. And so then it's really up to us to keep coming up with great designs and fun designs every month to ship them out. And the stick rate on that is 8 months, typical. T-shirts have the longest tail on a shirt club that I've ever seen on a subscription for non-cancellations. People just enjoy receiving a t-shirt, putting on, wearing it, and going out in public and using it. Like they just like it. A cool little stat for you is for every 4 members who enroll into your t-shirt club is $1,000 LTV. What do I mean by that? Well, one t-shirt member that you get will stick with you for 8 months. And at $29.95, that's around $250 for that member. You get 4 of those, it's $1,000. It's $1,000 LTV. Super powerful. So you get 10 members, you get 100 members, you get 1,000 members, you get 10,000 members. That really adds up really quickly. And the profit, like I said earlier, is you're spending $10 landed on a shirt, or $10 shipped delivered. $20 of that is profit on a $29.95 monthly subscription. So the tail is great. Customers are, interesting enough, angry when they do not receive your t-shirt. So when you don't ship that t-shirt that month, expect phone calls of people saying, where's my t-shirt? Versus, why did I get a t-shirt that I never subscribed to? It's a big change from where we're taking you guys from black hat to white hat. You'll be ecstatic. They're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get these shirts out, guys. And the best part is, you know the exact amount prior to print. So if I see, hey, we have 4,000 t-shirt members that paid us in January, come February 1st, I order 4,000 t-shirts. If I had 2,000 people pay me in January, on February 1st, I would order 2,000 t-shirts. So I'm never low, I'm never high on inventory. I only buy the exact amount of members that we have paid in our community. And that's how we do the t-shirt club. So the best thing you can do is pick a niche for a white hat market, sell them a t-shirt, and ask them if they want to be part of the club. And 20% of them will say yes. Before we get into next week, any questions on the club?
Nothing.
All right. So next week's call. These are the 3 things we're going to cover. Maybe some more. I'm going to show you how to double.
Before you do that, Trey, you're talking about creating a subscription machine. I know that we're just touching on that. We're going to actually go into more depth into how to properly run a subscription and just other things, split testing, focusing on your most popular products. But companies, if you do the research, that have single-time purchases, if you're ever looking to exit, have a far lower multiple than those that have created monthly recurring revenue. It's like a quarter or less. So companies that have monthly recurring revenue, you could be looking at 8 to 10 times revenue versus maybe 2. It's fascinating.
I like that. Let me get us to the...
how many weeks of presentations are there? So, Brian, there's going to be 3 more weeks. I'm going to drop into the chat the topics and the registration links for each of the classes. How does your camera follow you, Matthew? Well, this is called an Osbot 4K camera, and you can zoom it in and you can zoom it out. So that's how that works. So, do you know approximately how much it costs to run ads to a niche website that has 1 million visits per month?
Scrolling out. I'd have to look. We are 100% affiliates for us right now. Like we have a huge affiliate army that pushes all of our traffic on a CPA basis. Luckily for us, we have not purchased face or any traffic for that matter on our end for years now. So I'd have to ask one of our affiliates what they're kind of paying for that. But realistically, I do know that if you do a dedicated email, what you're looking for is $1 per click normally. So if their list is, regardless, I guess, of their list size, whatever they're charging you, say it's $5,000 for an email send, you then want to follow that up with how many clicks should I expect? And if they say something like, oh, well, it depends on the email, just say, okay, well, what in the last 3 sends, how many clicks did you get per send? And then just take the average of that. That should equate, those clicks should be at minimum the price that they're asking you to pay or more. So if they're asking you to pay $5,000, it should be 5,000 clicks on average. If it's 6,000 clicks and they're charging $5,000, you got to steal, you got a deal. That's what we usually normally look for. So I don't really care about the list size. I care for how many clicks are you going to send for the amount of money I'm going to give you. And that usually I can tally that through the funnel and say, okay, if it's $1 per click, the conversions are usually higher and the carts are usually higher. So we kind of have a threshold for that. But that's how you're going to figure out what the ad spend should be for the users.
Another question came in. Gildan and Hanes quality on print on demand is usually not that great. What would you recommend being able to up the quality of the shirts while keeping healthy margins?
Yeah, so then I would ask them, right? So I would look at, and this is something we'll kind of cover next week, but I look at the audience and I talk to them. I have conversations with them. I call them, I get on the phone with them, and I chat with them. And I say, hey, what type of shirts are you comfortable wearing? Like, what shirts do you normally buy? And if they say, oh, I usually buy a Hanes shirt or a Gildan, cool. They know the quality. Like, the best part about shirts is everybody knows what a Hanes is. Everybody knows what's the next level. So if they're like, oh, I only wear next levels or I only wear polos, then you already know from those answers what kind of shirts and the price points at which you're going to be selling them at. People know a next level means it's going to be more expensive just because the quality is up there, so you can charge more. Something else you might do is on your order form, you might say, hey, for $10 more, upgrade to a next level. And they check that box and they get a next level. Like little things like that can easily overcome the bottleneck that you're kind of bringing up here.
Another question. How many affiliates do you have, Trey?
We have 322.
322. Let me tell you a little trick that one of our friends mentioned to us. Everyone's heard of ClickBank. And, they tend to run their ads on their own affiliate network, but he would put a little link at the bottom of his page for more information. Click here. And it was actually an affiliate registration form. So he would jack their affiliates. And, it happens quite a bit, but there are ways to build a solid affiliate network. Will we be teaching how affiliates will be driving traffic to our brands? It looks like maybe that might be something we want to add in as a topic, Trey, into class 3.
How to get affiliates to push your traffic?
Yeah.
Or push your offer? Okay.
And what are the best methods for recruiting them? We could add that to class 3.
Sure.
What's your best strategy for hiring media buyers or creative strategists for in-house and will care about the brand as opposed to an agency that just scales? Go ahead and answer the question, and I'll tell you my answer to this question.
I don't have any answer because we don't do that. I've never hired an agency.
So Daniel, I had we started our company using third-party agencies, and agencies, they'll even tell you if they're honest that they're there as kind of as a crutch. When you start off, they get the creative juices flowing and build the traffic and build the audiences and your socials. But we went out and we placed ads in. It wasn't Monster. It was one of those other hiring forms that are out there. And we decided to hire in-house, and it brought our customer acquisition cost down a quarter of what it was when using an agency because we had greater control. We had constant communication as a marketing team. And when you think about an agency, if the agency has 50 clients, you're getting 1/50th of their time. So that might be an option for you. And then what are the top 3 ways for finding quality? We talked about that. We're going to do that in class number 3. Thinking of organic cotton t-shirts, which brings the cost of the shirt up to $30 printed front and back. How much should I sell that shirt for? I guess you're back into the product cost, the traffic cost, and what you want to make is a reasonable margin and go out to market with it. There's a company out there that does bamboo t-shirts. Trey, you have a few of them. I've given you a couple of them with our logo on it. It's $30 a t-shirt, and then another $20 or $30 to put a logo on it. That can be pretty expensive, so you might just want to test that a little bit. All right, you want to go over next week's call?
Yeah, let's do it. So next week's call is 3 things, maybe more. First is I'm going to show you how to double your front-end conversions. So what we'll do on that call is we'll dive into how you can double your front-end conversion rates using a unique technique that we've developed over the years called the V-curve. And what this method does is it involves pretty much a proprietary math equation that optimizes product pricing. And what you'll find when you implement it is it results in an average of 2.3 units sold per buyer. And just kind of reflect on that a little bit. So for every time a buyer comes through, instead of selling 1.1, or Shopify thinks average is 1.2 units per buyer, I'll get that equation will be able to get you up to 2.3 units per buyer. So basically doubling the amount of front-end conversions. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how that works, how to implement that inside your funnel or your order form to boost your sales instantly. Like you implement that tomorrow, you'll be at 2.3. Then, if that wasn't good enough, we're going to show you how to double your carts. So not only just double your front-end conversions, double your carts. So this is going to give you a 4x return. So we'll cover how to double your cart value using a strategy 2-step upsell path. What this does is this approach consistently doubles average cart values. It generates pure profit and gives you the leverage to scale faster and harder. And when I look at people's funnels, most of them are doing it wrong. So this will be really enlightening for probably most of you. And then third, probably my favorite, is our perpetual system that finds winning products. So this has become a foolproof process that seamlessly integrates with your company, within your niche, within your market, to consistently uncover proven, high-converting products that are tailored to your market. And what this system does is it really ensures you to always have winning products to fuel your growth. Like I think the number one question is, what do I sell next? What do I sell next? And that's what that system does. So once you see how that works, you'll never run out of products to go and sell to your market. So that's next call. Very, very exciting.
All right. So everyone here in the chat, the webinar chat, I put in the registration link for Masterclass number 2, and I went ahead and threw it in for class number 3 and class number 4. You can see some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. I actually think fourth, every one of them is going to get progressively better. This was just kind of an introduction to e-commerce and how Trey approaches it, and product ideas, how to build a subscription. I think it's going to get progressively better. Class number 4, we're going to talk a little bit about compliance. I don't know if you guys are aware, but ADA is becoming very, very serious about cracking down on websites that aren't compliant. And European Union is also coming out with the EDA, the Europeans with Disability Act, which mimics exactly what the US is doing. So ways to stay ahead of that curve and avoid, it's like $100,000 per occurrence. So it can get pretty costly. And then I also threw in there a shameless plug. If you're not using Checkout Champ, if you're not a client and you want to learn how our brands are scaling to 7, 8, 9 figures a month, we've some huge brands using this thing with our technology. Book a call and check it out with our team. And then lastly, to answer a couple of questions that I didn't answer previously, I'm going to drop our YouTube channel in here. They will be posted. All of these classes will be posted as replays on the Checkout Champ YouTube channel. We are, Josh, you're welcome. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. We finished just a few minutes over, but we waited a few minutes for people to start joining. Trey, thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to next week. Same day, same time next week, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see everyone there. Have a great week, and hopefully you start applying some of these techniques that Trey went over today. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.